Ref.Rap, high school football officiating, game clock co-clutches, Federation Rules 3.4.6, Conserve, Consume, and 3.4.7, the snap option. Ref.Rap is subordinate to Federation in the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Ref.Rap is a supplement and complement to your exhaustive study of the Federation Rules book and OHSAA rulings. Even though its amiable intent is to fortify and reinforce rules in its interpretations, the Federation and OHSAA official publications take precedence. Do you enjoy rule study? Can you remember and recall them on the field when you need them? Let Ref.Rap's interactive tools and tutorials be your conduit to comprehension through our time-tested track to train. Federation Rule 3.4.6, Conserve, Consume. When a team attempts to conserve or consume time illegally, the referee shall order the game or play clock started or stopped. Key words: conserve, consume at the referee's discretion. Invoking conserve, consume doesn't require a foul. For example, as the illustration shows, an umpiring delay, which may take more time than necessary, but not enough for a foul, may still constitute the referee to stop the game clock and/or play clock momentarily. Federation Rule 3.4.7, the snap option. When a foul is committed with less than 2 minutes remaining in either half, the offended team will have the option to start the clock on the snap. Key words: foul, less than 2 minutes in the half, offended has the snap option, not a ready for play option. These keys can form the acronym SOFT. Under 2 minutes and a half, if a foul is committed, either accepted or declined, the offended team has the option to start on the snap. Three R's chart: ready, routine, and result. For the routine of game clock, play clock, conserve, consume, and snap option, what preparations get us ready? The ramp. Rules 3.4.6 and 3.4.7. Acumen, the study of the casebook situations for 3.4.6 and 3.4.7. Mechanics, for Ohio officials, it's the Gold Book number 34, timing and timeout mechanics. In philosophy, for Ohio officials again, go to the game book If in Doubts number 4, or an alternative resource can be the CCA 5x5 axiom, which we'll go through in a moment. How do we achieve consistent and desired outputs? The 4 A's. Assume authority. Pre-game conversation with the game clock and play clock operators. On your field inspection, are the clocks readily available? Are they visible at different field locations? Assess. We should assess the clocks throughout the game. We always need to make sure they start and stop appropriately. Further, focus is when we are under 5 minutes and a half, and we need to apply said rule when the half is less than 2 minutes. Adjudicate. Always correct a stop clock in error. When the half is less than 5 minutes, consider the 5x5 axiom. When the half is less than 2 minutes, running or stopped, apply said rule. And administrate clock criticality. When in doubt, apply, conserve, consume. For Ohio officials, this is per the Gold Book If in Doubts number 4. Another reference can be when the half is less than 5 minutes, we should consider conserve, consume. Identify a crew signal and trigger for this to keep us mindful. The CCA has a 5x5 axiom. When there's more than 5 minutes and a half and the game clock is running, consider correcting if there's greater than a 5-second error. Conversely, if the half is less than 5 minutes, we should correct a running game clock with less than a 5-second error. This is just a general guideline. Of course, game awareness takes precedence. Regardless of the time in the quarter, correct a stopped game clock. For example, a false start on a scrimmage down with the game clock starting on the snap shouldn't consume any time. If so, the game clock should be corrected, even 1 second. By rule, when the half is less than 2 minutes, we have the snap option, or soft. Remember, the offended team has the option to start the game clock on the snap. It's not vice versa. They do not have the option to start the game clock on the ready for play. For Ohio officials, the Gold Book has a signal. Tapping the wrist 2 times in sync with the rest of the crew keeps us mindful. Let's look at some Learning Interactive Tools, or LIT. LIT number 1, Federation Casebook 3.4.7 Situation C. With less than a minute remaining in the game, B trails 21-20. B1 commits an offensive holding foul during the down. Following the play, A2 commits an unsportsmanlike conduct. Rolling. This is a live ball, then dead ball situation. A will have the option to have it start on the snap. If they refuse, B will then have that option. The fouls are administered separately in an order of occurrence. In addition, A is given the choice of starting the game clock on the snap. If A declines to start the game clock on the snap, B is then given the option of starting the game clock on the snap. Learning Interactive Tool number 2, Federation Casebook 3.4.7 Situation D. B is trailing with less than 2 minutes remaining in the game. On third down, A53 commits an offensive hold, and A is stopped short of the line to gain inbounds. Rolling, B has the snap option. They can accept or decline the penalty. Whether or not B accepts A's foul for offensive holding, B may choose to start the clock on the snap. Learning Interactive Tool number 3, Casebook Situation 3.4.6 Comment. Is there suggested guidelines in determining situations where a team may be conserving or consuming time illegally, and the referee should consider starting or stopping the game or play clock as in Rule 3.4.6 outside of the final 2 minutes of either half? Yes, basically it's game awareness. As previously presented, another reference to consider may be the CCA 5x5 axiom for a running clock. Again, a stopped game clock should always be corrected. Remember, if there's less than 2 minutes and a half, apply Rule 3.4.7. Works cited: Federation publications, rules, case, and simplified and illustrated books. OHSAA resources, the Gold Book and its football website. CCA Football Mechanics Manual. The home of the Youngstown District Football Officials Association, mahoningofficials.com, and my grandchildren. Let's review. Remember, we assume authority by having a good pregame with the game clock and play clock operators, knowing where the clocks are visible on the field at different field locations, and monitoring the game and play clocks continually. We assess by making sure that the game clock starts and stops appropriately, be on alert when we are less than 5 minutes within a half, and apply Rule 3.4.7 when we are less than 2 minutes and a half. From an adjudication standpoint, make sure every stopped game clock is corrected. When the half is less than 5 minutes, consider the 5x5 axiom. And when the half is less than 2 minutes, running or stopped, utilize Rule 3.4.7. And we administrate by having continual clock criticality. Was this a good summation of the rules? Is it understood? Did you learn something new, or was this a good refresher? Does it have more meaning for you now? Please provide any questions and feedback or further rules study you'd like to see in the comments. Please hit the like button and subscribe. If you can explain its rationale, you have successfully completed this course. Thank you to my family, colleagues, and peers for your time, care, and commitment to the officiating avocation.